It has now been 1 week since the 10.5-inch iPad Pro was released. After almost a year and a half without a proper update to the Pro lineup, the new Pros are finally here, and they are wonderful. Let me start with possibly the biggest addition to the Pro lineup, ProMotion. I'm sure I'm not the only one who didn't really care about this feature when they first heard about it. I didn't think it was going to be useful for me. But ProMotion is hands down the best thing to happen to Apple displays since Retina was introduced. If you haven't tried out one of these new Pros yet, you need to. Or maybe don't, because if you do, I'm sure you're going to fall in love and it's going to ruin every other display for you. From the moment the iPad is turned on and it says hello, you can notice the difference, and it is unlike any other display out there. This new display is truly remarkable. Not only does ProMotion create the most buttery smooth display you've ever seen, it also reduces Apple Pencil latency, so your pencil is even more responsive, and the feel of the pencil is extremely enhanced with these new displays. ProMotion also just makes the entire OS feel so much faster with how smooth these animations are now. The next big thing, or should I say small thing, is these bezels. It's a 40% reduction in size compared to the 9.7-inch Pro, and what a stunner this device is. It looks outstanding, and comparing it to the old 9.7 Pro makes it look so chunky and outdated. It's almost how the original iPad looks when you're comparing it to the 9.7 Pro. And even though the bezels are smaller, the iPad is still comfortable to hold. There's no issues holding it, at least for me. Now, the camera on the new Pros are the same camera you're going to find in the iPhone 7. Many people don't use the iPad as their photography device, and the ones that do probably shouldn't, but it's nice to know you have these amazing cameras just in case. Now, personally, I am ecstatic about it because I do use my iPad to record my videos for phone case reviews on YouTube. But please don't use your iPad on the go or at concerts to record things. Now, even though it does have the iPhone 7 camera, you do not get portrait mode. That is still an exclusive feature to the iPhone 7 Plus. So let's talk performance. These Geekbench scores are seriously impressive, and this machine is an absolute monster. It is the most powerful tablet on the market, and it has even been reported that the 10.5 Pro has beaten the MacBook Pro in some departments, which is unbelievable. The new Pro is sporting a modified A10 chip from the iPhone 7, the A10X. And it also has 4 gigs of RAM, and this is going to be the most future-proof iPad ever built. This iPad is definitely going to be sticking around for a very long time. Next is the battery. With my first battery cycle, I had True Tone on and Auto Brightness on, and I got exactly what Apple promised with the battery lasting 10 hours and 17 minutes and 62 hours of standby. And that was with me doing some pretty CPU-intensive things. This morning, I checked my battery use when I was at 49%, and I had 7 hours of usage, so this cycle is going to be even better. As always, a fantastic job on the battery department here from Apple. Now, the quad speakers on the new Pro sound terrific, and they sound a little bit better than the 9.7-inch Pro. They have a nice full sound, and they get very loud. It's perfect for propping up the iPad on your counter and listening to some music or podcasts, or even watching some TV or movies. Now, the home button on the new Pro is still the same physical home button as before. Unfortunately, it is not the same capacitive home button like you find on the iPhone 7, which I was honestly a little disappointed to see. But at least it has the upgraded second generation Touch ID, which unlocks your device instantly. And you of course still have Hey Siri, and it even works when you have a cover over the screen. Now, the anti-reflective screen is outstanding, and paired with the new screen capable of 600 nits, which means it's 50% brighter than the outgoing iPad Pro, makes this iPad usable in almost any environment. The only downside that I've come across with the new 10.5-inch Pro is this. The 12.9-inch Pro, because of that monstrous screen, can run 2 full-size iPad apps side by side when you're doing split screen mode and landscape. The 10.5, even with the larger screen than before, still cannot do that. It still gets iPhone apps that are scaled up rather than iPad apps that are scaled down. Now, it's not a huge deal for me, and I'm sure it's not going to be a huge deal for most people, and most people probably won't even notice or care, but it still would have been nice to have that feature on a 10.5-inch Pro. Now, a reminder, this is only in split screen mode. Many sites and reviewers have been claiming this iteration of the iPad is perfect, and with iOS 11 coming out in the fall, iPad is going to be even better. And of course, we all know what question is going to be asked even more than ever. Can this replace my laptop? And for most people, I would probably say yeah, but still, let's wait for iOS 11 to make sure it's going to be as great as they say it's going to be. Now, for me personally, it is certainly making it very difficult to keep my MacBook. I do everything on my iPad now that I used to do on my MacBook except file transfers. I can record my audio and edit my audio all on my iPad. I can shoot and edit videos on my iPad. I can use powerful productivity tools, powerful photo editors like Affinity, great note-taking apps like GoodNotes, art apps like Procreate, and there's an abundance of pro-level apps out there, and you're only going to get more. Because with this new iPad Pro and iOS 11 coming, it's really going to show how incredible this device can be. And with iOS 11, you're getting the new Files app and true multitasking. So this is going to bring a whole new level of computing power to the iPad. So 1 week later, do I still love my iPad? Absolutely I do. This is without a doubt the best iPad Apple has ever made. And as I already mentioned before, with iOS 11 coming and everything that the iPad can already do, it is getting increasingly more difficult to find a reason to keep my MacBook. So 1 week later, yes, I am still thrilled about my purchase. I honestly couldn't be happier with this device, and if you're in the market for a new iPad and if you can afford it, get this one. If you need to save a few bucks, then get the 9.7-inch Pro or the old 12.9-inch Pro. They are both still incredibly capable devices and will be for years to come. But the new Pros are a thing of beauty. The 10.5-inch iPad Pro is indeed perfect, and the future is very bright for the iPad.